A Christmas Story by Gregory Brandt. On Christmas Eve 2011, I found myself in a rough spot in life. I was living out of my car, a 1991 Mazda Protege in Las Vegas, Nevada. I had only been in town a few days. I had no money, friends, or prospects. I didn't even have money for food or gas, and I'd been rotating my car from the public library parking lot during the day to a large hospital emergency room parking lot at night. I had gone to Vegas with this wild notion I was going to make a fortune at sport gambling, in particular NBA basketball. I didn't have any startup capital, but I figured if I could just come up with $20, then I could turn that $20 into $40, the $40 into $80, and so on. Even though it sounds like a bonehead idea, I had indeed been betting on pro basketball since I was 14, so for the previous 18 seasons, but I had never been in Las Vegas with cash. It was always betting over the internet where the house takes half your winnings. Before that, I would bet through my first boss, John. He would take the money and go to a sports bar on the northwest side of San Antonio. The bar was called Ray's, and the bookie was named Ray, too. The straw that broke the camel's back was when I picked up a book about sport gambling at the little rinky-dinky library setup they had at the St. Elizabeth Santa Fe homeless shelter. I read the book cover to cover and didn't need to steal it because I already knew everything they teach you in the book before reading it. All those sport gambling lessons had already been taught to me years ago by my first boss, John, back when I was a door-to-door newspaper salesman, selling newspaper subscriptions door-to-door from the age of 14 until the age of 18. Things like always taking the favorite on a huge spread, in particular on a day when there's lots of games, because 9 times out of 10, they always cover, because suckers love an underdog. Or the rule, follow the money. If you see a betting line going in one dramatic way or another, always follow whatever way everyone else is betting on, because they obviously know something that you don't, whether it's weather conditions in football or a key player sitting out in basketball. The book in the library also spoke about other tricks that I was aware of, like betting against teams on the second day of a back-to-back in the NBA, or staying away from parlays and money lines because they're known as sucker bets. Now, Santa Fe, New Mexico seemed like a good place to spend Christmas if you have a little money, but not if you're broke with nowhere to stay. So I pressed my luck and I drove to Las Vegas. My brother agreed to send me $20 on Christmas morning, but up until that day, including on Christmas Eve, I would basically hang out in the backseat of my Mazda, if not being in the public library. I'd hide in the back seat with my portable handheld AM/FM Sony radio, and I'd listen to all the many different stations Las Vegas had. I was hiding from the world. I was not only broke, but also dirty. Las Vegas is the very worst city in the United States to be homeless, and there aren't any services to shower or to keep you clean. There aren't even any free meals or soup kitchens either. Even though food is cheap in Vegas, I had no money, and the only thing I was eating were a few MREs and some cans of beans I got from the homeless shelter all the way back in Santa Fe. I still had a trash bag full of uncut weed, and I was looking forward to getting $20 on Christmas morning, so I was actually in a pretty good mood considering the circumstance. So it was Christmas Eve, and I hadn't had a hot meal in weeks. I was sleeping in the back seat of my car parked at an outdoor hospital parking lot. I'm 6'3", so even though I didn't really fit, I laid down in the back seat, usually in the fetal position, just so I could squeeze in, sitting there listening to my portable handheld AM/FM radio. But nobody really bothered me. The hospital had security guards who drove around the parking lot in golf carts, but they never said anything to me. Whenever I heard a security guard in a golf cart approach, I turned the radio all the way down and try not to breathe or even move. But on this particular Christmas Eve, I heard the golf cart stop right behind my car, and he turned his golf cart off. I didn't move, I didn't breathe, but then I had a Charlie horse, and I jerked my leg. "Oh, I saw you move," the security guard said. "Go ahead and open the door and there won't be any problems." I open the back door, stick my legs out, and say hi. The security guard takes a closer look and he says, "What are you doing? Are you sleeping in there? Look, no one is supposed to be sleeping here, but there's a Walmart 4 miles down the road. Sam Walton said anybody can sleep in his Walmart parking lot." I tell him, okay, I'll go there. And he says, "No, you already got your setup and it's Christmas Eve. Go ahead and stay the night here, but first thing in the morning, I want you out of here." Then the security guard gets in his golf cart and drives off. I'm figuring it's the last I'm ever going to hear of the old security guard, but then 30 minutes later I hear his golf cart pull back up again and he starts tapping on my glass. I open my backseat passenger door and see the security guard holding a fresh to-go plate. He says, "Oh, me and a couple of the guys, we felt bad about you sleeping in your cart, so we all chipped in and got you a plate of steak and potatoes. Merry Christmas." I was speechless. Like I said, I hadn't had a hot meal in over a month. "You still gotta be out of here by morning," he says. One thing I've learned in life is you don't always remember what people say or what people do, but you remember how they make you feel. Merry Christmas.